Hello friends, students and lovers of English language and literature. This is your teacher, Professor Dr. Deepika Srivastav of the English Department of the prestigious University of Allahabad, Prayagraj. I have been regularly posting videos on English language and literature. So, you are familiar with me and my style of teaching. Let us begin with my lecture. As you are aware, phrases form an integral part of English section of various competitive examinations such as Union Public Service Commission, Uttar Pradesh Provincial Civil Services, SSC, RRB, Bank Services, NET, GRF and nearly all government and private sector examinations. Aspirants can fetch an excellent score if they are familiar with important phrases and abbreviations along with their meanings. At least 4-5 questions related to phrases are asked in these examinations. Needless to say, candidates cannot afford to lose even a single mark in today's competitive set-up. English phrases are important, no doubt, but foreign phrases, expressions and abbreviations are equally important to make a lasting impression on the examining body or the interview board. English language is riddled with foreign words and phrases borrowed from other languages. Many such expressions are commonly used in literature, everyday speech, newspapers, journals, etc. Which means understanding these phrases is necessary, especially those which are used commonly and frequently. I have already posted videos on important English idioms and proverbs. Today, I would enumerate few foreign words and phrases which may be useful to improve your English. I have selected 46 such foreign words arranged alphabetically with their spellings, the language of their origin, and sample sentences. These will add zest and charm to your spoken or written skills, attracting instant attention of the reader or listener. Here we go. The first word is ad hoc. Spelling is ADHOC. Pronunciation is ad hoc. It is a Latin word. It means for this, especially for some purpose. Example is, John is an ad hoc employee in our institution, hence he feels insecure. The next word is alma mater. Spelling is ALMAMATER. Pronunciation is alma mater. It is a Latin word. It means a school or college or university that one formerly attended. Example, I am proud of having been a student of the Central University of Allahabad, my alma mater. Next word is alumni. Spelling is ALUMNI. Pronunciation is alumni. It is a Latin word. It means of a college or university. Example, both my daughter and I are alumni of St. Mary's Convent College, Prayagraj. The next word is antemeridiem. Spelling is ANTEMERIDIEM. Pronunciation is antemeridiem. It is a Latin word. Its short form is AM. It means before noon. Example: my flight arrives at London airport at 9 AM or 9 ante-meridiem. Next word is AD. Spelling is AD. Pronunciation is AD as well. Full form is Anno Domini. It is a Latin word. It means in the year of our Lord, indicating the number of years from the birth of Jesus Christ. Example: India gained independence from the British rule in 1947 AD. The next word is ad infinitum. Spelling is ADINFINITUM. Pronunciation is ad infinitum. It is a Latin word. It means endlessly, continuing without ever ending. Example: taxes all over the world would be levied ad infinitum. Next word is ballet. Spelling is BALLET, but the pronunciation is ballet. It is a French word. It is a form of dance. Example: Mary attends ballet classes as she wants to become a good dancer. Next word is bona fide. Spelling is BONAFIDE. Pronunciation is bona fide. It is a Latin word. It means in good faith, genuine character. Example: the bona fides of the witnesses were excellent. Next word is bon voyage. Spelling is BONVOYAGA. Pronunciation is bon voyage. It is a French word. It means good or happy journey. Example: I wished Rita bon voyage when she was leaving for USA. The next word is bête noire. Spelling is BETE NOIRE. Pronunciation is bête noire. It is a French word. It means a hateful person or thing. Example: Hitler had become a bête noire for world leaders after his defeat in the Second World War. Next word is cafe. Spelling is CAFE. Pronunciation is cafe. It is a French word. It means a small restaurant. Example: while in Paris, we had delicious French meals at a roadside cafe. The next word is cul-de-sac. Spelling is CULDESAC. Pronunciation is cul-de-sac. It is an expression which originated by French aristocrats. It means a dead end street leading to nowhere. Example: the castle is situated in a cul-de-sac not far from the market. The next word is carte blanche. Spelling is CARTEBLANCHE. Pronunciation is carte blanche. It is a French word. Though its literal meaning is blank card, but in fact it means to bestow full powers, to give complete freedom to act. Example: the DM was given carte blanche to control the communal rights. Next is charge d'affaires. Spelling is CHARGEDAFFAIRES. Pronunciation is charge d'affaires. It is a French word. It means that a person who is holding charge in absence of the main incumbent of the post. Example, Mr. Sinha was appointed as charge d'affaires in the absence of the High Commissioner by the central government. Next word is creme de la creme. Spelling is CREMEDELACREME. Pronunciation is creme de la creme. It is a French word. It means the very best of a particular kind or group of people or things. Example, Indian government should take measures to prevent migration of creme de la creme from the country. The next word is de facto. Spelling is DEFACTO. It is a Latin word. It means in reality or in fact really speaking. Example, the son is the de facto mayor instead of his mother. The next word is ex gratia. Spelling is EXGRATIA. Pronunciation is ex gratia. It is a Latin word. It means as a symbol of grace or mercy. Example, an ex gratia payment was made to Anil's wife on his sudden demise to meet the expenses of his funeral. The next word is entrepreneur. Spelling is ENTREPRENEUR. Pronunciation is entrepreneur. It is a French word. It means a person who sets up a business or industry. I give you an example. An entrepreneur bears most of the risks in his venture, but then he enjoys all the profits made. The next word is a very common word, etc. Spelling is ETCETERA. Short form is ETC. Pronunciation is etc. It is a Latin word. It means the rest or and so forth of similar kind. Example, children should be given healthy foods like milk, eggs, vegetables, fruits, etc. The next word is en bloc. Spelling is ENBLOC. Pronunciation is en bloc. It is a French word. It means all together in unity. Example, people in Kerala celebrate Onam en bloc irrespective of their religious affinities. The next word is en masse. Spelling is ENMASSE. Pronunciation is en masse. It is a French word. It means all together. Example, able-bodied men from the hills migrate to the plains en masse in search of livelihood. The next word is faux pas. Spelling is FAUXPAS. Pronunciation is faux pas. It is a French word. It means a social blunder. Example, a famed Bollywood actor committed a faux pas by making anti-national comments. The next word is genre. Spelling is GENRE. Pronunciation is genre. It is a French word. It means a particular kind or a particular style or a particular category of art, music, literature. Example: Sita is fond of all types of music, but her preferred genre is Indian classical music. The next word is inter alia. Spelling is Interalia. Pronunciation is inter alia. It is a Latin word. It means among other things. Example: the prescribed course includes inter alia, computers, writing and verbal skills. The next word is a very common one again, kindergarten. Spelling is Kindergarten. Pronunciation is kindergarten. Short form is KG. It is a German word. It means garden for children, a type of school for children. Example: the couple is looking for a good kindergarten for their baby girl. The next word is literati. Spelling is Literati. Pronunciation is literati. It is a Latin word. It means well-educated people or scholars. Example: Shakespeare is appreciated only by the literati. The next word is lingua franca. Spelling is Lingua Franca. Pronunciation is lingua franca. It is a French word. It means a language commonly and usually used by people to communicate with each other. Example: it goes without saying that Hindi films have established Hindi as the lingua franca of India. The next word is magnum opus. Spelling is Magnum Opus. Pronunciation is magnum opus. It is a Latin word. It means a great work or masterpiece of an author. Example: Milton's magnum opus Paradise Lost is a long epic poem. The next word is novo riche. Spelling is Nouveauriche. Pronunciation is novo riche. It is a French word. It means newly rich people who have become rich only recently and lack pedigree. Example: novo riche dress in flashy clothes and spend their newly acquired wealth recklessly. The next word is per se. Spelling is Perse. Pronunciation is also per se. It is a Latin word. It means by itself or in itself. Example: it is not divorce per se that harms children, but the continuing conflicts between parents in their presence. The next word is par excellence. Spelling is Parexcellence. Pronunciation is par excellence. It is a French word. It means incompatible, eminent. Example: late Miss Lata Mangeshkar was a singer par excellence. The next word is persona non grata. Spelling is Persona N-O-N-G-R-A-T-A. Pronunciation is persona non grata. It is a Latin word. It means a person who is not welcome. Example: during Indo-Pakistan War, many Pakistan's diplomats suspected of spying were declared persona non grata and were expelled from India. The next word is again a very common one, post-mortem. Spelling is P-O-S-T-M-O-R-T-E-M. Pronunciation is also the same, post-mortem. It is a Latin word. It means examination of a dead body to determine the cause of death. I give you an example. Post-mortem report is being awaited to establish whether the politician died of a heart attack or he committed suicide. The next word is post-meridian. Spelling is P-O-S-T-M-E-R-I-D-I-E-M. Pronunciation is post-meridium. Its short form is PM. Again, you are very much aware of PM. It is a Latin word. It means afternoon. Example: we normally have tea at 5 p.m. or 5 post meridium. Next word is pro forma. Spelling is P-R-O-F-O-R-M-A. Pronunciation is pro forma. It is a Latin word. It means as a matter of form. Example: pro forma for various types of deposits in banks have been standardized so that no details are missed out. The next word is prima facie. Spelling is P-R-I-M-A-F-A-C-I-E. Pronunciation is prima facie. It is a Latin word. It means accepted as true unless proved otherwise. I give you an example. There is prima facie evidence that he was the culprit in leaking out the papers. The next word is Renaissance. Spelling is R-E-N-A-I-S-S-A-N-C-E. Pronunciation is Renaissance. It is a French word. It means rebirth or revival of European art and culture. Example: Renaissance painters and artists have become immortal owing to their valuable works. The next word is status quo. Spelling is S-T-A-T-U-S-Q-U-O. Pronunciation is status quo. It is a Latin word. It means the current or existing state of affairs. I give you an example. Conservatives believe in maintaining status quo, while revolutionaries wish to overthrow the present system. The next word is sine die. Spelling is S-I-N-E-D-I-E. Pronunciation is sine die. It is a Latin word. It means indefinitely. Example: the university was closed sine die after students created ruckus on the campus. The 40th word in my list is sub judice. Spelling is S-U-B-J-U-D-I-C-E. Pronunciation is sub judice. It is a Latin word. It means a particular case is under judicial consideration, therefore prohibited from public discussion. Example, honorable judges have reiterated that sub judice matters should not be discussed on TV or the newspapers. The next word is again a very common word, tsunami. Spelling is T-S-U-N-A-M-I. Pronunciation is tsunami. It is a Japanese word. It means large sea waves produced by an earthquake under the sea or ocean. Example, tsunamis are giant waves caused by upheavals under the sea. The next word is tete-a-tete. Spelling is T-E-T-E-A-T-E-T-E. Pronunciation is tete-a-tete. It's rather dicey. It is a French word. It means a private conversation. Example, our Prime Minister had a tete-a-tete with the American President before their formal meeting started. The next word is vice versa. Spelling is V-I-C-E-V-E-R-S-A. Pronunciation is vice versa. It is a Latin word. It means in reverse order. Example, in the dinner party, women can be accompanied by their husbands and vice versa. The next word is viva voce. Spelling is V-I-V-A-V-O-C-E. Pronunciation is viva voce. It is a Latin word. It means an oral test or examination. Example, all candidates had to be present for the viva voce for their final selection. The next word is vox populi. Spelling is V-O-X-P-O-P-U-L-I. Pronunciation is vox populi. It is a Latin word. It means public opinion. Example, in Vidhan Sabha elections, the vox populi rules and is the deciding factor. The last word in today's lecture is vis-a-vis. Spelling is V-I-S-A-V-I-S. Pronunciation is vis-a-vis. It is a French word. It means compared with or in relation to. Example, women's salaries are less vis-a-vis what men get for the same work. Well friends, this was the list of a few foreign words, phrases and abbreviations which have become an integral part of the English language. Their proper and appropriate usages not only make the language impressive, they convey the ideas concisely and precisely. By using them properly, candidates can convey more within the set word limit in competitive examinations. With these words, I conclude today's lecture on easy ways to pep up your English with the confidence and hope that it will benefit you. Please subscribe, like and comment on my video for getting many such lectures in the near future. Thank you.